What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. So a lot of positive things are starting to come out, guys, and of course everyone is just rejoicing and celebrating this massive event that happened, right? XRP is literally the only cryptocurrency that has gone through a lawsuit and then deemed not a security. So it is actually the only one that has really regulatory clarity. And of course, Bitcoin alongside, because Bitcoin is kind of, well, let's just say it didn't really officially pass any regulatory clarity, but we can say that Bitcoin is not a security, right? And as for Ethereum, actually, that is something very different. That still has to come to the light, guys, because that is not something that will go off notice right now. But letting that aside, we can see here watching the XRP haters deal with our success is extremely satisfying. Now, I just want to put this out there, guys, because there's a lot of toxic people in this space, and there's a lot of people that are so like Bitcoin or Ethereum maximalists that they are literally hating on XRP. And why would you do that, right? Because the people that are really hating are very quiet right now, literally. And there's even some people that have been jumping on the XRP train now because they see how valuable this is, what Ripple has done, right? You have to ask yourself, guys, if you're one of those people or like persons that does such a thing, if you stand for nothing, you just don't have an opinion, right? And you're not gonna make it either way with anything. You just have to ask yourself, guys, like we were talking about this for so very long, that XRP is something that is very noticeable, right? It can change the world. We didn't hate on anyone. The thing is, XRP community doesn't really hate on anyone. It's just like, it can become toxic sometimes. I just wanted to put it out there and just understand, guys, that the XRP haters are really quiet right now. Silent, nothing. Do you still remember this article? JP Morgan, if Ripple wins SEC lawsuit, XRP is poised for significant adoption. Now, they didn't just say this, guys, out of the blue. They understand what this means. They understand that if Ripple wins, there is a major event gonna happen that is being, the stage is being set right now, guys, for a major mass adoption event. I can tell you that, right? It's going to be a matter of time, but before, we're gonna keep toggling around the 70 cents, maybe 80 cents, maybe we'll go up to $1. Nothing really significant will happen until we really approach this event that will strike massive adoption. And I cannot tell you what that event is or when. It's just gonna happen, guys. We all know that, right? It's just a matter of when. One of my guilty pleasures, watching the press Bitcoin maxis downplay the significance of XRP being the only digital asset with legal clarity. Reminder, Bitcoin and Ethereum have only ever had what I call personal opinion clarity, the opinion of the person or people currently running the SEC, CFTC, or Bill Hinman, not legal clarity.
Okay, let's pivot now. So at the same time that this Celsius news is coming in, we also just got a ruling in the SEC Ripple case. What's the significance of this?
Yeah, so in my understanding, this is actually rulings on requests for summary judgment from both sides. So it actually doesn't mean that there won't be full in-court trial litigation of these claims. What was granted, I believe, was the SEC's claim that the Ripple's sales directly to investors constituted the sale of securities. That was granted, so that summary judgment did pass. It looks like there was not a summary judgment passed on programmatic sales of Ripple, of their XRP token owned by Ripple through exchanges, because that was not them selling directly from the company to the investor. It was intermediated by exchanges. So they said that did not warrant a summary judgment in favor of the SEC's position.
Now, in the last half hour, we saw Coinbase and MicroStrategy stock shoot up. So how is the industry reading into this, this document that just came out?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like on first read, they're expecting that the secondary sales may be relatively more in the clear. So when a company isn't directly shilling their securities via ICO or the way that Ripple corporate has marketed and sold Ripple token, XRP, whatever, to investors in direct sales over the years. Maybe once these things are on exchanges, there's some wiggle room there. And so I think that's why the market is hopeful.
Does this have any sort of impact on the regulatory uncertainty that everyone has been talking about? Obviously, Lummis just yesterday resurfaced her bill that we've been talking about for a while now. What's the significance of this ruling and where regulation is headed in the U.S.?
Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff is just going to have to get regulated through courts. And so I'd say this kind of supports the thesis that, I guess Gensler and some others have been saying all along, that existing securities law is sufficient to handle digital securities, because walks like a duck, talks like a duck, acts like a duck. It's still the same thing, regardless of whether it's on different kinds of rails. And I would say this probably supports that thesis, because you're seeing case law, courses getting settled, cases getting settled, cases getting litigated, and you'll see the establishment of precedent that other courts can follow as some of these cases work their way through the system. So it seems like the system is working. It's slow, it's ugly, it's not moving at the speed of...
So you can clearly see here, guys, that he doesn't like it, right? He doesn't like it. He doesn't give a clear... And this is what I was talking about from the beginning. Those Bitcoin maximalists, these guys... they instead of just being neutral, right? Okay, we understand that you like Bitcoin, that's something else, but you don't have to hate, right? And that's what's going on here, because listen, what has happened in this Ripple lawsuit is good for the whole space. Literally, this is good for the whole crypto space. There is actually some air going on right now. There's some breathable air in the crypto space because of this winning. Right? There is not a single cryptocurrency company or entity that has won against the SEC in such a big manner, right? In such a good way, because Ripple has really set a standard right now. They have shown that it can be done if you're transparent and you have good intentions, and XRP is actually that, right? Here we can see a weekly recap. US judge rules XRP is not a security. US inflation falls to 3%, lower than expectation. Europe to launch first spot Bitcoin ETF this month. Former SEC chairman says spot Bitcoin ETFs should be approved. Coinbase relists Ripple. 9 trillion asset manager BlackRock CEO says crypto will transcend international currencies due to global demand. Right? So you can see, guys, how everything changes. The whole narrative is now changed. What we were talking about all the time, that negative narrative that they put out there, they want you out of this digital asset class, right? The whole lawsuit was designed to do this, guys. Believe me, right? They do not want you inside of this. SEC acknowledges BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF application. SEC acknowledges Fidelity, VanEck, WisdomTree, and Invesco spot Bitcoin ETF applications. Bank of America ordered to pay $250 million for charging illegal fees and opening credit card accounts without customer consent. Australian Securities Exchange receives its first spot Bitcoin ETF application. So there is huge movement going on, guys. These are big things that are happening right now. And these are going to set the stage maybe for the next bull run, right? Maybe it has already started, and it will take a bit of time to get some steam, but I think it has started and it will show. Now here we can see Team Cavuto blow off the Ripple win when he had Brock Pierce on. Let's take a look.
One thing that's worth noting that just happened moments ago, one of the other major cryptocurrencies, Ripple, or otherwise known as XRP, the SEC had charged them a major case going on, and XRP just won in their case against the SEC. This is an incredible event, a very important precedent of the SEC losing the biggest case that's been running for years, deeming that XRP and the trades and transactions that have occurred are not securities, which I think is really the most important thing as we're looking at what's happening here with Coinbase. Very big deal.
But it probably is, Brock, but to your point, I mean, that hasn't stopped Washington. And again, it depends on what part of Washington you're looking at. But with both parties seemingly united on trying to do something about this. It's almost like their AI involvement. Be careful what you wish for, you might get it.
One thing that's worth noting that
So
just
you can see, guys, someone that understands what this Ripple lawsuit really means, right? He says it's a very big deal and it's something very significant, and that is why these crypto stocks have been going up. Now, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.